Hey. Welcome, everybody. It
What's
is
happening?
Fixing the Trading Thing with Coach Chadman and Coach Brown. How you doing, Coach?
Doing well, man. A little bit under the weather, man, but just try to deal with me, man. Just happy to be with you, man, and get back to the troops. Hopefully, we can have a great show today.
Coach is fine. We can be under the weather. We just up on the trading. That's all that matters at the end of the day, right? Under the weather, up on the trading. Welcome, everyone. If you're just joining us, and I know some of you might still be joining us, it's Coach Chadman and Coach Brian today. It's episode 10. We've been doing this 10 times in a row now. Fixing the trading thing. If you're catching this via replay, let us know that you caught it via replay as well, and just put it in the chat. Fixing the trading thing replay, right? Just hashtag replay. Let us know that you are still enjoying these sessions and these streams, and we enjoy coming to you guys. So this is Going in Connect, Trade, and Grow group today. If you're watching us here, this is why we are here: to connect, to trade, and to grow, right? That's the important part. So we're not going to keep it too long today, but we're going to go through some growth mindset stuff. Myself and Coach Brian's going to look at some charts as well. He'll bring up his charts, I'll bring up mine. At the end of the day, the objective is to just drop some knowledge on you all, some knowledge bombs. So, Coach, you ready to share some stuff later? You good?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me say this, though, because you said knowledge bomb. So, I got to say my saying, which is knowledge is not power, applied
Mm.
knowledge is power. So, don't just listen to this stuff today. Apply what you've learned so that it can start to be the power that you need to change your life in your trading.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And applied knowledge, as you say it in that context, Coach, that's eventually just ends up being wisdom. That's what it is. Wisdom is having knowledge and using it correctly in the way it should be used at the time it should be used. Right? That's what wisdom is. So, we're going to use some wisdom on the charts today. We're going to use some wisdom in our trading as a whole. And we generally just going to give you guys some things to look at, but also some things to grow into. With that being said, give us a few minutes while we allow some people to come back on. I am going to play our banner. We will be back in 2 minutes, right? In 2 minutes, fixing the trading thing was Coach Sherman and Coach Brian. See you in 2 minutes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Welcome back, everybody. I gave you guys some time to join. Welcome to everyone. Somebody says, Leah's Legacy says, let's go. Absolutely. We are ready to go. Do me a favor if you're just joining us, please type your name in the chat so that we know exactly who it is that's joining us today. But this is Fixing the Trading Thing with myself and Coach Brian today. And what we are aiming to do is trying to get that trading thing done correctly, right? done correctly. Now, there's a good way to do something, and there's an excellent way to do something, and we're trying to get ourselves to that excellent way of doing something. So, a cornerstone of our academy is mindset. Right, we hang all our trading ability, all our skill is on mindset. A good mindset goes a long way for making you an actual master at the craft that you are doing. Right, and with that, I want to bring up a couple of things before we go into charts. I want to tell you some key pointers that has been important for us, myself, Coach Brian, Coach Cindy, and the rest of the team, as well as we started to learn this trading thing. Right. So let me bring it up. And number one is embrace a growth mindset. Right. Embrace a growth mindset. Now, when Coach Brian's ready, he can jump on at any given time. But one of the things that I learned over this process of trading is that you always have to have this perception and expectation that you've never arrived. You're always growing, right? So let's look at the first thing that I've typed up here. Approach trading as a continuous learning journey. You've never arrived. There's always room for improvement. There's always room to make things better. Some of us have been trading for a year, some of us have been trading for 2 years, some of us have been trading for 5 or even 10 years. Regardless of how you started or where you currently are now, the viewpoint is the same. We are always going to be looking to grow, right? Because Brian, have you stopped growing? Are you done growing?
Absolutely not. You know, it's funny. I still buy courses. I still get coaches.
Mm,
I'm still always learning to adapt to what's going on with the market because the market will shift. But I do find that there's a lot of people that don't approach it from that standpoint. Even yesterday, man, my wife and I were taking some real estate classes, and I love real estate, man. And they were going over all of the steps to sell a home and contracts and who you had to speak to and the different parts. And there's people that have made millions from it. But you know what it reminded me? This is exactly why I love trading. I don't have to
mm,
talk to anybody to make money. I can get up at any time that I want to. My deal is not going to fall apart because of another party. So just embracing that mindset to say, listen, I'm going to spend enough time learning this so that I can have whatever freedom that I want. And I just want everybody under the sound of my voice to really think about that. What is it that you desire to do? Do you want to be free? What does freedom look like to you? I'm going to tell you what freedom looks like to me. It's me not having to get in traffic in the morning time. Yep. It's me being able to
come on.
fly overseas and stay for a couple of months. It's me being able to make thousands and people's salaries sometimes in 1 day or 2 days off my phone to do what I love to do. Freedom to me is impact. And I think as you embrace this journey, you got to be real with yourself and you got to ask yourself, am I really doing whatever it takes to become free? Well, Coach, you know I can talk on
Mm.
that one, man, but I just wanted to throw that one because that was fresh off the boat right there, man. That was
I love
fresh
it.
off
I
the
love
boat.
it, Coach.
Yes, sir.
I love it. It's absolutely freedom. And like we've spoken before, and why we got into this in the beginning is we wanted to be able to make our own decisions for ourselves. Ultimately, that's why people get into trading. You wanted to be able to experience freedom on your terms, right? Which is not freedom as in you get a weekend off here or a couple of hours off there, but freedom to travel around where you want to be, freedom to do the things you want to do within the terms that you have set out for yourself. And one of the things that trading affords is exactly that, because it takes away all the other concerns by actually, let's put it plainly, giving you the money you need, right? The number two says, view challenges as opportunities for growth and improvement rather than setbacks, right? View challenges as opportunities for growth and improvement rather than setbacks. Quite often, as we teach people, one of the things that I encounter with a newbie student is when something seems difficult, they think, man, I wonder if I can get this. I wonder if I'm the one who should be doing this. And oftentimes, that's the wrong question. The question should be, how much do you want it and how do you view this? Because ultimately, if you view it as a opportunity, then you are setting yourself up for an actual growth in that particular area. And here's the thing, a lot of growth is tied to your the way you look at things, how much you want it and the way you look at it. You don't grow easily if all you're doing all the time is like, man, this is so hard, man, I don't like this, man, why did the market do that? What, it's how you approach it. We have a student that always says this. He says, we don't get bitter, we get better, right? And we have to hold ourselves accountable to that. Now it says be open to trying new strategies and adapting and changing market conditions. Now I'm going to speak to everybody that's part of this group at the moment. If you're new here, especially, nobody joins a trading group if they got their trading all sorted out. You don't join a group like we have and say, man, I'm just going to join this group because you know what? I know exactly what I'm doing in trading. You join a connect, trade, and grow like group because that's exactly what you want to do. You want to connect, you want to trade, and you want to grow. And so you have to be open to doing things differently. So maybe you've seen us in the group for a while, and one of the things you ask yourself is, I see these people do they do forex. I see them do a little bit of stocks. I see them do a little bit of this, that, and the other. Maybe they not like me. Maybe they are different to me. But when you sit down with us, you'll find out that a lot of people are doing exactly what you are doing. They're trading your futures. They're trading your options. They're trading your stocks. And the way you get to that understanding is by having an open and adapting mindset. Hey, maybe these people have got something that I might need. Always be ready to learn, always be ready to engage. Now, coach, I wanted to look at one. I'm not sure if it's on this slide,
Sure.
but I wanted to talk about something. Okay, it's actually the first one there. And I'm gonna go to you on this one.
Please.
And then we can jump in some charts and then we can go come back again. So we had the saying, I learned by you, right? In the early
Mhm.
days, we had the saying that we don't view our losses as losses,
Mm.
right? We view them as lessons.
Lessons.
It's not a loss, it's a lesson. So this was really your cornerstone mindset thing to us in the early days, and I want you to expound a little bit on why you see it that way. Should we not throw up our hands, coach, and just as traders cry and say, "Man, the market turned against me," kick the screen broken, fight with our wife, kick the dog, and all those things, right? Or what is the kind of mindset that brought you to that understanding that we should see things as lessons, even if, and here's the thing, even if we've taken a loss in the market, right?
Come on, man.
Why does that change the whole approach? Why does that perception affect things that way?
You know what? I want to answer that and show this at the same time. Is
No,
that okay?
absolutely. Yes,
Um,
sir.
because let me just tell you what just
Woo,
happened to me.
look
Yeah,
at that.
do you see this wick right here? Like this was a very wicked wick.
Mm.
This was not from God at all. The enemy broke into the computer. And here's the thing about it. I had a stop loss. And so, how many people are guilty of having stop losses, but you really don't want to be stopped out? Like that wasn't, you're supposed to have them, but the game plan was not for it to actually be hit, right?
Well, been there, done that, got all
Been
the
there, done that,
t-shirts.
got to check the whole nine. So a lot of people, man, would have gotten into this trade, took the loss, and said, I'm out of here. But guess what? When this happened to me, I said, man, it went down to my stop loss. But guess what? Now this is at a big discount. And this is the
Mm.
perfect time to pull the trigger. Think about what I'm saying, folks. As I was
Yes.
teaching on here on the call, I took a loss. Now, it wasn't a huge loss, but with the account size that I'm trading in, a lot of people would have thrown in the flag for the day.
Mm.
And instead of me saying, woe is me, look at the blankety scream, and look what happened and the candles and all of this, I said, this is the greatest opportunity because they just had a liquidity sweep, right?
Mm.
Let's call it
Come on.
LQ. Come on, man. Yep, they took their broom out and they sweeped it, right? Yep. You guys see that?
Mm.
They sweep
Clean the
this
whole
area.
house up.
Man, I mean, they took everybody's house. They went to the casino,
Mm.
baby. And it dropped all the way down to this demand zone. And guess what, coach? I said, execute order. So the reason
Awesome.
that I'm sharing this stuff and just kind of going to what you're saying, man, is a lesson because I've taken many lessons in this journey. I'm not a novice right now. I'm learning how to manage my emotions. I'm not telling myself, woe is me, this never works. I'm tired of going through that. Instead, I'm asking myself when I get a lesson, and listen, folks, some lessons are more expensive than other lessons. Write that down, please. Some lessons are more expensive than other lessons. But just because I got stopped out doesn't mean that this wasn't a good trade. All it simply means is that I need to find a better entry. And so let me just share this with you, right? I took that loss, and then coaches were talking. I'm up about $1,400.
Come
Think
on.
about that.
Mm.
So I, so
You
I, I,
thought
I, I
so essentially, coach, what you're saying is you took a lesson and then you taught the market the lesson.
Shidoshi, blood sport. Come on, man. Yeah, because watch this, folks. I'm not coming here with the expectation that I'll never lose. I'm not. I don't know why gold dropped like that. I don't need to know why it dropped like that. But what I do know is that I'm glad that I had to stop loss, because although I lost money, if I didn't manage it, I could have blown an account. So I'm not trading with any money that I'm not afraid to lose. Come on, somebody. This is going to bless somebody. Yep. And so I want to say this, and then I'll pass back to you, brother. Excuse me. We have to be active participants in our education. And what I mean by active participants, we have adults that act just like they did in high school. They want to sit in the back of the room. They want to put their hoodies over their heads. They want to watch us as we trade, coach, but they don't want to ask any questions. They like the idea of connect, trade, and grow, but in their mind was connect, trade, get some free signals, and grow my account where we don't contribute anything. That's what a lot of people are. And I'll call a spade because the reality is half you guys ain't gonna do nothing. That's just truth. The 80-20 principle applies in what we're talking about. Only about 20% of people that actually watch this will actually reach out, sit down with a professional, and will take the journey. The other 80% will do nothing. Coach, you sound mean. No, this ain't being mean. This is being real. Very few people in life do what it takes to be successful. Embrace the hard. Choose your discipline. It's hard to be broke and it's hard to be successful. I don't know about you. I don't need to be broke anymore. No, 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 no. I need to be successful. Does that make sense? I need to be successful. I don't want to limit myself based on what's happened in the past. I want to make a decision that my now is going to be now. Coach, I'm passing back to you, man. I'm starting to preach, and I'm trying not to cough. Thank you, sir.
Nah, so valuable, so valuable. I'm gonna do the same thing you did, coach. I'm gonna teach from the chart and show people what we've been talking about. So on Monday, right? I jumped on and we had a bit of a stream in the group, and I looked at price rising up from here into that little zone. This is the Nasdaq chart, by the way, if you guys are wondering. And then on Tuesday, which was yesterday, I spoke about it falling down from that area down to here, right? Now, this is basically a signal up and a signal down. And so far, we've done that exactly. That's been the trajectory exactly. Now, why am I saying that? Am I saying that to actually just come and say, hey, I know what I'm doing? Well, probably a little bit, if I'm honest with you. I know what I'm doing, you know. But secondly, also, what I'm actually saying is the market has certain footprints and steps that we can follow, and so does your mind. You need to know what your issues is, where your issue areas are. So one of the things that coach just said now, for instance, he said, man, a lot of people are going to come here. 20% of the people are going to do something. Most people are going to do nothing. And you see what you're missing is, and that's why we call the group, what we called it, is you're missing the connection part, right? You're not building relationships with fellow traders, and you're not even building a relationship with the market, understanding what the market's going to do. Let me take it a step further. You can go and watch the stream yesterday, right? Go and watch the stream yesterday. Yesterday on Euro USD, show you exactly where the one is over here. I set up on the 1 hour. So we're looking at some trades. I said in the 1 hour, we're going to rise above this. This is the exact drawing that we have on, and we're going to drop down from there. Now, why am I showing you this? Right? I'm going to show you how you understand the market as well. We're going to rise above this little 1 hour high. We're going to drop down from there. And then also, I said there's a possibility that later we rise all the way till there and we drop down. I'm still looking for the down week on the euro. So we do a little bit of trading here. We do a little bit of mindset here. We do all of those things, right? But now here's an interesting thing. On the euro, I decided not to trade New York session. Why? Because I've built an understanding, a relationship with the market. The reason I didn't do that is because of this. See at the bottom of my chart? When you click on Trading View, it says Fed Chair Powell's speech. I know that the market is going to be volatile. It's going to go crazy. It's going to go up and down, like we sometimes are, very fickle as traders. It's going to do all of those things leading up to the speech. And then later on, later today, there's going to be some movement on the chart. So that's a free tip for you right there. You might be saying, man, I don't know, the market's been really choppy. Let me show you on lower time frame. It's been so choppy, right? I want to sit this out. Well, when do you sit it out till if you're going to take a trade? You sit it out until Mr. Jerome Powell joins the trading game, which is a little later today, right? When he speaks. So I'm saying this to say on your journey, you need many different tools. You need many different things you do. Not all of those things are you going to get by just being an island on your own. You're going to need some people by your side. You're going to need some people that understand the market. And you cannot be, even if you are in the group already, even if you are a student already, you cannot be a trader on its own. Trading is very lonely. Get connected with people, engage with people. I always say this, I'm going to say it on the stream again. You need three types of traders in your life. Listen to me. You need one that you are better than, right? Because you got to teach someone. Because as you teach and you instruct someone, you get better and you grow. Then you need one that you are equal to. That's going to be the person that you share your ideas with, your concepts with, or even your charts with, right? And then aside from that, you're going to need someone who's better than you. That's going to be your mentor. That's going to be in the academy. That's going to be someone that draws you to where they are at, right? So, in the process of fixing the trading thing, you're going to have to fix all of those missing points that you might have. So, let me just know in the chat if you guys are finding some value from of the stream today. Give me a 7 in the chat. Give me a 7 in the chat. Okay, while I'm at it, let's look at some projections for this market as well. Go to some charts. So I'm looking at Tuesday at the moment. It's Wednesday today. Tuesday still being the high of the week. I ideally don't want to see price go above this point on Euro USD if you're a Euro USD trader. I don't want to see it go above this point. I'd like it to stay here and continue down. Now, whether or not it takes this is going to be dependent on Mr. Fed Chair a little later. I'm looking at Euro USD being a down for the week. Yesterday we got a massive sell off, and I expected a bit of stagnation in New York today, mainly because we have the Fed Chair speaking later on, and so I'm looking for more downside. Then there was also we did NAS, and my expectation was, as previously pointed out, we rise up, we come down. This is kind of scary if you're following economics, right? Ideally, I'm gonna show you the higher time frame. Ideally, we'd like NAS to go up, right? We'd like the dollar to go up. We'd like all of those things to go up, because if it continues to go down and we start seeing things like lower than year, now that might take months, or even deeper down here, that means the economy as a whole and the stocks are not doing that well. Let's look at the dollar. I looked at the dollar yesterday as well. And also, I put the dollar as Tuesday low of the week. Let me show you on a lower time frame chart so it'll be a little clearer. And at the moment, my expectation, unless we produce otherwise, depending on the Fed Chair later, is that price, as you can see here, we were here yesterday. This price goes up, comes down, and then continues up a little bit further, taking out this entire trend line over here. Now, Fed Chair speaking is what we call manual intervention, right? That means someone, thank you for the sevens, thank you, Teresa, thank you, Leah. It's manual intervention. What do I mean? That means that the powers at B are going to get involved in the market to the degree that it's going to move, right? And so, whatever you have, and you got to be cautious. Here's my tip for you in the process of fixing the trading thing: use smaller positions, bigger stops, and allow some up and down in the market, right? In an ideal situation, you'll trade 30 minutes after the news, but since the news is so late in the day, you probably might not get much volume after that, right? So we're gonna have a look at what happens overall. Ideally, for me, what I'm saying in terms of the world, I'd like the dollar to continue on a steady trajectory up. I don't want to see any massive drastic moves down. But I know that we are in, as they say, wartime. Things has been a bit tricky, so we might see some spikes. Coach, if you can come back on, I want to ask you a quick question. In the process of fixing the trading thing for everyone here today, as we
Yes, sir.
call this to a close, what is your opinion at the moment? I don't want to hurt your voice as well, so let me know if you can't speak. I know you've been shouting at Coach Sunday all day, and so the voice is a bit sore, right? I was just kidding, but what is your opinion? Because I've been saying one thing to the students, to our students as a whole, and I'm not sure if your opinion is the same. But should people during this volatile market at the moment, should they be swing traders or should they be protecting their account and rather be trading intraday? We trying to help people fix their trading thing, but
Mm.
one of the things I'm seeing is that some of the markets are gapping up crazily over the weekends,
Yes. Yes, yes,
and
yes.
some people are getting hurt. So, what's your opinion on this, coach? Should we be protecting our accounts, doing intraday, maybe intra-week, but not really swing trading across the weekends?
I'm going to say, man, kind of learn to what you're saying is for the markets right now, based on what's going on, you need to be getting in and out of the market. Things can drastically change. They can go up, they can go down. And so just write this down if you're listening to me. Leave no money on the table, and you can't go broke taking profits. For
Mm,
me, I have a goal that I want to hit two per day. And once I hit that, I actually start going a little bit smaller positions because I don't want to give the money back. And I'm sure people have been guilty of it. You've made some money in the markets and then you've given some of the money back. But just due to all of the ups and downs, so much stuff going
yeah.
on. So you have to protect your capital and you have to understand why you're trading and what you're doing. I do know some people listening are trading prop firm accounts and so I'm going to say trade that with a grain of salt as well. Lock in some of those profits. Be very intentional and don't just let money sit. If
Mm,
anything, look at it as a percentage gold. Maybe your goal is I want to make 1% and 2% per day. That's fine, but
yeah.
lock it in. Don't let a 0.5% just sit there. Lock in some of that money, and that way, worst case scenario, at least you break out even. So yeah, coach, that's my take on that one.
No, good, coach. I would even say, because I saw Jason said, still bullish the dollar. And shout out to Jason as well in the chat. Still
Sequoia.
bullish the dollar swing, sing, Sequoia. Swing trading, my perspective. Um, and you know what I think is interesting about that particular comment is, and I think this will help a lot of people who want to be bullish on the dollar, for instance, or want to be bearish on the Nasdaq or whatever. How you can use the swing trading to your advantage without doing swing trading is to actually look at what would be your swing perspective and then come in every day and just take something out of the market in that direction. So, for instance, if you believe that for the next month, NAS is going down, the NASDAQ's going down, or the dollar's going up, you trade with that perspective. But instead of holding it through all of that, you come in, you take your 4 hours, you take your daily zones, you get in, you take your trades, you get out on the other side. That way, you're still benefiting from the swing trading perspective or style of trading, but at the same time, protecting your capital against that gap risk. I forget the date, but there was a time, coach, where the Swiss franc was depegged from, I think it was the dollar. And man, that was some of the biggest losses people took. So your
Oh yeah.
brokerages will tell you that, listen, you can't lose more than your stop losses and things like that. But when a white or black swan, as they say, event happens, all bets are off,
It's
right?
over.
Recently we had a run on banks, right? In the
Mm,
US. That came all the way over to Africa. We had a run on banks in South Africa as well, and in the general Africa as well. And one thing that taught us is that yesterday can be a certain way, but tomorrow can be totally different.
yes.
So the name of the game is protect your capital. What I'm also seeing is a lot of investors, a lot of people with lots of money have moved to cash. They're
Mm,
expecting things to go a little bit down, coach. They're expecting things to fall so they can get, as Warren Buffett would say, you buy when there's blood on the streets, right? So they can get things lower. You want to get property, you get it lower. You want to get into some stocks, you get it lower. So cash at the moment is king. And that's why
mm.
we do trading, because we're building up that cash reserve.
I like
right?
that,
So
coach.
that's been. So, coach, you want to add something on that before we
Yeah,
close
I'm
it out
sorry
today?
about that. I just want to add this as well because I know we have people overseas that are watching. Make sure that you're global minded when
Mm,
you're trading as well. Uh, the Israeli-Pakistan war, Palestinian war, I'm sorry, is affecting the dollar. Does that make sense?
yes,
You need to be aware
yes.
of that. So don't just look at your particular country versus the dollar. Look at surrounding things that are taking place as well, so that when you're looking at it, you have a global perspective. Because if something pops off, war affects the value. Notice that gold has been shooting up because there's so much
Mm,
uncertainty. So that's so much that's going on. Even if you look at gold now, coach, pull it up, man. Wow, this thing just took off. And it just goes
wow.
to show how quickly the markets can move, man. And you don't even know. So I'm up $3,000, man, as we're talking. Let me go ahead and close some of my position
It's
because I'm done
ripping.
for the day. Oh, yeah, I'm done for
Look
the
at
day.
that candle.
Yeah, as we're talking.
Come on.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's
So,
exactly what we're actually speaking about, coach, is that level of volatility that it's okay when you're in an intraday trade like that from here till there. But what happens if
mm,
that's what the week looks like? Or that's what the month looks like and it goes in the wrong direction, right? Everyone, do yourself a favor. Go and look at the monthly charts. We are in unprecedented time at the moment. We are seeing things like this. This
look
monthly
at that.
candle so far is way bigger than most of. Look at this: one, two, three, four, five. The last 5 months, it's bigger than the last 5 months worth of candles. That's showing you something's going on here. And if you look at the Euro USD, look at this, coach, on the monthly, um, or rather even on the weekly, which is even more pronounced. Look at this. That's
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 weeks of downside,
Come on,
right?
man.
One directional trading. And if you look at how it looked before that, it was up and down. Something's going on. Protect your accounts. Be wise, right? That's what you got to do now.
Yes, sir. That's it, man. That's it, man. So
That's it.
great show as usual. Yes, sir. Great show, man.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. It's been Coach Sherman and Coach Brian. This has been Fixing the Trading Thing with Kingdom Day Traders. Hope you guys are blessed. Be blessed on purpose, as Coach Brian always reminds us all. Say it with me: mindset, multiplication, and management. Remember, above all, keep things simpler, better, and faster. Enjoy the rest of your
Amen.
day. You guys be blessed on purpose. Goodbye.
Cheers now.